Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Cards That I Cast For channel. I want to thank you all for watching. And in this video, the year of 2020 has arrived, and as such it is now time for us to start breaking some new product for the 2020 NASCAR season. And the green flag release, if you will be Donruss Racing. Now Donruss Racing, for those of you who don't know, is the set builder release of the year. Tends to be the cheapest product of the year, but as such you get what you pay for. There's going to be 8 cards per pack with 24 packs per box, which I think for the most part is the most that you will see out of any release in a NASCAR season. But as such, there's only going to be about 1 autograph per box, which will likely be a sticker autograph, and 2 memorabilia cards, which really, from what I've seen, haven't been all that great. But again, this is more of a set builder focused deal. But nonetheless though, we might be able to pull something hot here, make this video worth your while. When we look around at the box, all it does at the back, it gives you a little bit of a description on what hits may be available. But for those of you who are wanting to build sets though, you're going to want to pay attention to this. It says look for hobby exclusives, so you can only get these variations from the hobby boxes, and they are the holographic, the cracked dice, and the explosion parallels. Now I don't remember too much, I didn't investigate the checklist too much, but I believe the explosions usually tend to be out of 10, cracked dice is out of 99, and the holographics, although they are not numbered, if you're wanting to build a whole set, you obviously want to pick those up as well. So with that said though, let's go ahead and open this box and let's see if we can't pull some fire. Alright then, so let's just tear right into this. We are going to want to have ourselves some fire to pull. And here we go, ladies and gentlemen. This is what the packs will look like. In fact, let's go ahead and pull one out real quick and examine it prior to us actually opening it. The featured driver is going to be Mr. Kyle Busch, who won the championship last year. It has a gold foil to the top, gold foil again on the bottom, 8 cards per pack, and really beyond that though, there's not much else to talk about. Again, 1 autograph, 2 memorabilia hits is what we're looking for. I will try to let you guys know if there's a little bit of a difference in the feel of the pack whenever we do pull those memorabilia cards out. Again, the autograph could of course be a memorabilia and autograph in one card, or it could just be strictly memorabilia or strictly an autograph card. So let's go ahead and do this. And our first card, and again it looks like they are doing the NASCAR Daytona trip again for this year. But anyway, Bobby Labonte in his classic Interstate Batteries uniform is going to start us off here, and let's go ahead and do a front and the back, at least for the first few rounds of pack breaks here. I don't want to go through every single one of them. Eventually you guys will understand what the design of all these cards are. Even though I will say, even though this is a 2020 release, it's a 2020 release in name only, it is still featuring elements of the 2019 season. So again, and we do have our first numbered card, which we will set aside, and we have a Dominators card. And this is going to be one of these special insert packs, I believe. I think the most exclusive cards that are just of a parallel, if you will, or a specific insert, I should say, is the Downtown, I believe. I believe that will be the Kevin Harvick, Richard Petty, and cards like that. I think that's only like 1 per case or something like that. And here's our first Optic card. And these Optic cards here are going to be featuring that sheen you can see there in the light, and the stock of it is a lot more thick. You can really feel how it is. I remember last year opening these Optic cards, and they are excellent feel, excellent look to the cards. So I really do like the Optic cards, at least. And here are our throwbacks. I believe this time it is for 1987. in the baseball throwbacks. And this one here is for Riley Herbst, who's one of the young drivers up and coming. And then we flipped the card around for that. And then finally, our last card to feature here is going to be a throwback of the Race Kings, if you will. And I remember collecting baseball cards like this with this same design here. So this is pretty cool throwback to go back to. The fronts of these cards do have a very nice sheen to it, but they do feel a little bit light. So they do still maintain that standard traditional ball card feel. Okay, I'm actually making this part of the video after I've completed the entire box break, and I'm doing this because I want to let you know I'm reading here on the Panini website. It looks like that they are telling you to also be ready to save your wrappers when the retail version, again the retail version, not the hobby version that we're breaking right now, but the retail version of this product, which is the 2020 Donruss, when it starts hitting the shelves here in the next few weeks, obviously as of the making of this video, because we've got a retail exclusive wrapper redemption program that you won't want to miss, but more on that later. So it looks like there's going to be something cool coming down the pike for those of you who like buying retail boxes, which are those boxes that you can find at your Target, your Walmart, your Myers, and the like. So I want to go ahead and pass that information to you all, and now let's go back to the video. Our next pack here is going to contain a Brad Keselowski in his Miller Lite uniform, which unfortunately they will only be sponsoring one race as of this video, which is very unfortunate. And then we have our first hit, and we are going to set that aside. It is of a championship contender driver, and it is a memorabilia hit. We have Zane Smith this time round for his throwback card, I presume. I'm not sure exactly. Again, the checklist is going to be quite long, so I'm not going to sure exactly which parallel that we're talking about, so please excuse me for that. Here's a contenders, more of like the rookie contender ticket for the stick and ball sports that tends to be very popular with them, but with NASCAR there's not going to be any on-card autographs that I don't see too much value coming out of these cards. But for this instance, we are going to have Brad Keselowski, and going again with Brad Keselowski, it's going to be quite a little bit problematic for me just to be able to not see that Miller Genuine Draft or Miller Lite #2 car featuring those colors as much as they used to. When beer sponsors are getting out of the sport, unfortunately, that's not a very good sign. But again, this was an Optic card, and I think maybe you guys can notice that. Again, that very strong, very slick construction of the card. I like it very much. Those Optic cards are fantastic. Noah Gragson, who may or may not be one of the people to replace the now retiring Jimmy Johnson, who will retire at the end of 2020, at least as a full-time driver. And then we have Joey Logano in his throwback card, just given that mean mug right there. Again, with the same uniform and the same paint scheme. I think that's something that they really do need to change with that team there. It's been the same exact paint scheme for years. But anyway, going on to pack number 3 now. Again, we already have our first memorabilia hit, and we do have a numbered parallel. Of course, we'll go to the end of the video if you want to see everything all at once. If not, let's keep on breaking through. Ryan Newman in his Oscar Mayer uniform. He took over the #6 car last year, and I think he did a pretty good job considering the equipment. Again, Zane Smith. Here's a base card, I presume. Flipping a card around for him. And then we have Ryan Blaney and his vehicle card, car card if you will, or at least one of the car cards. Again, you're going to see multiple variants of car cards, driver pictures, profiles. The only thing that will be the same, and we have another numbered card, we'll set that aside. The one thing that will be the same is Danica Patrick. She will be featuring those same images from the 2018 Daytona 500. I have a feeling now, I used to think that was a Panini deal, but I have a feeling that's actually something that's been commanded by Team Danica, if you will. Here is an insert line of Top Tier. And then we have Race Kings, this time the Optic version of the Race Kings for Brad Keselowski. Very excellent card right there. Maybe like to try to pick up one of those cards there. Michael Waltrip, I think we've seen this image before with his signature autograph from Select. Flip the card around for that. And then we have Ryan Sieg, who I believe is a Truck Series driver, if I'm not mistaken, or in the Busch Series, actually, I'm not sure. But he's another up-and-coming driver. And that will do it for our first 4 packs. All right, moving along here. Again, this is not going to be as long as a video as if it was the 2017 edition. The 2017 edition just had way too many cards, in my opinion. And I think since then they kind of learned that lesson, and they've reduced the amount of cards that are in a box for this Donruss line. But here is a Skittle, or rather the M&M's card for Kyle Busch. And then we have Martin Truex Jr. We have Brett Moffitt, who I believe won the Truck Series Championship a couple years ago, if I'm not mistaken. We have ourselves another numbered card. And then we have Bill Elliott. Unfortunately, they've used this card in numerous releases, which is something I've been very critical of Panini, because they just keep rehashing the same photos. Really does dilute the collectability of these cards if they're just going to keep producing the same images. Here we have Clint Boyer, and this is an Optics hit here. For him, it's a not numbered Optics hit, but nonetheless, though, it's an excellent card. Darrell Waltrip and his Tide Ride, a new photo, I believe, for him, in that the old glory days when we were all young, if you will. And then we have the throwback card from Darlington for Jimmy Johnson, the Ally paint scheme. Again, this will be his last season as of this video, unless, of course, things change. Again, now moving on, we still have not pulled our autograph yet, but we do have one memorabilia card, as I stated. And let's just keep the show going here. We have Riley Herbst. Flip him around there. And I'm about to start just going through the cards here. You pretty much are starting to understand what the back of these cards look like here. If we have something hot to pull, we'll pull it. Jeb Burton. And again, we have ourselves another numbered hit. Surprised by the amount of numbered hits. They're high number hits, but numbered hits nonetheless. And then we got a little bit of a throwback card, if you will, for Greg Biffle, who's been retired for some time. I do think he raced in a couple of Truck Series races last year, but beyond that, though, hasn't done very much. And then here we have the Illusions. The Illusions line last year did have standard cards like this, but also featured autograph as well. In fact, I think I got the best Danica autograph you could get from that line in the Illusions autograph for her. Of course, that was from last year, though. And this here is for Matt Kenseth in his DeWalt uniform. Still making cards for Matt Kenseth, popular driver right there. And then we have the Wyndham Resorts uniform throwback for Ryan Newman. So let's just go right through it. We have the Martin Truex card. Again, we've seen some back of the cards for those. And then we have Kyle Larson. And that is one of the base cards, I believe, for him. And then, of course, we have the young gun here who's selling all the cards, if you will, at a premium price, and that is for Hailie Deegan. So here's our first Hailie Deegan hit, and it does come with a gray background, I believe, or border, if you will. I don't know. Let's see if it's a numbered card. Flip it around. It is not, but that is still a good hit right there for one of the early cards for Hailie Deegan. Of course, if you want the most rookie of rookie cards and autographs for her, you need to go back to Donruss with the 2018 edition. If you could pull one of her autographs, you might actually be able to make the money back on your box, if you will. Here is a Ryan Blaney, and I'm not sure exactly, this is the Elite Series that this card is representing. Again, the Elite Series for Ryan Blaney. Flip the card around for that. And then we have ourselves a holographic Optic card, but does not appear to be numbered. But this is what a holographic card, I believe, is going to be represented here. Again, not numbered, but if you want to collect the entire set, this is one of the cards you're going to have to go for. And then, of course, let's go ahead and showcase our final 3 throwback cards. This one is for Jeremy Clements. Race Kings for Joey Logano. And then we have John Hunter Nemechek for our last throwback card. Moving right along here, we are now going to Kurt Busch, Jeremy Clements, And then we have a gray background again for Bill Elliott, and a throwback card there. We have another Contenders hit for Kyle Busch, again though the base card. Then we have Paul Menard, who is now retired from the sport. He was driving the 21 card, but he decided to hang it up after a long career with virtually every top team you could think of, and was only able to pick up one win. That's possibly having good connections in terms of sponsorship helped kept his career alive a lot longer than perhaps it probably should have. But regardless of that, Michael McDowell here for a throwback card. And then we have Jimmy Johnson in the Race Kings uniform. And that is going to conclude this pack right here. Here is another female driver now that may or may not be hitting the spotlight pretty hard like Hailie Deegan. It is Brittany Zamora. And this may be very well her rookie card here. I'm not sure of any other hits that are from the previous releases that I know of, so that might be a rookie card right there for Brittany Zamora. We have John Hunter Nemechek card right here, and then we have Corey LaJoie, and then I believe we have ourselves another numbered hit. So at least you're getting multiple numbered hits, unless we're getting them all front heavy. There's actually multiple hits right here that are numbered. Austin Dillon in the Elite Series. Again, an Optic card, but this time the base version for Corey LaJoie. And then we have Martin Truex Jr. throwback for Brad Keselowski as well. And that will conclude this box, or rather this pack. Noah Gragson will start off this pack right here. We have a hit for him, Alex Bowman. I was very happy to have pulled the base signatures for him. I'll be showcasing that in a video here in the near future. And then we have Bubba Wallace. Again, has that great background, but I think that might just be a base. And then we have a holographic numbered hit, which we will set aside. And then we have a holographic Optic card. But again, this will be not numbered, unfortunately. But again, these Optic cards feel fantastic. Kind of wish that there was just a Optic release for NASCAR instead of Donruss. I probably would be more into that than just having a Donruss release. But nonetheless, though, here's Kyle Busch. We have Daniel Hemrick, who is now, I believe, back in the Xfinity Series. And then we have Austin Cindric. Alrighty then, here we are. We are at Bobby Allison here with this pack, and we are still on the hunt for our first autograph. And Jimmy Johnson, again, this is his final season, so hopefully he could pick up that last win and perhaps contend for his 8th championship. We have Todd Gilliland, who had some problems with Kyle Busch, his owner. And then we have another numbered hit. And then here we go with the Aero package. Here's another insert. This time is going to be for Kurt Busch in the #1 car. He was planning on retiring, I believe, this year or last year, but he was suckered, if you will, into coming back and was able to, it was pretty late in the season, but he was able to come to terms on another season with Ganassi. And then here we have Bubba Wallace in the Optic card. It is the base variant, though. Kyle Larson throwback card, and then we conclude with Ryan Blaney. Alrighty then, now let's go ahead and move on. We are still on the hunt for our first autograph, or only autograph rather, but who knows, we might get a hot box here. Here's Bubba Wallace in the throwback card, I believe, or throwback design, paint scheme if you will. Sam Mayer. Here's a hit for him. We have Michael Annett. We have Race Kings, this time a blue variant, which it is numbered, so we'll set that aside. And then we have Aero package again, this time for William Byron. Excellent hit right there. Unfortunately, it is a base, but it's still nonetheless a cool hit. Pretty hard to grade, though, because it's all black background, but I'm sure not too many of those will be graded. This is an Illusions base variant for, again, William Byron. Flip that card around. And then we have Ty Dillon with a throwback. And then we will also finish with Race Kings Martin Truex Jr. Breaking open our next pack, we're going to be whipping out the Morgan Shepherd. And then we're going to have Austin Dillon. We have Ryan Sieg And again, another numbered hit. So there's actually quite a bit of numbered hits here. Of course, now a lot of them are gonna be high numbered, but still, nonetheless, I do appreciate Panini whipping out a lot of those numbered hits. This time it's going to be contenders, and this is for Kyle Larson. It is the base version. And then we have a Chase Elliott Optic card. Again, excellent cards. The feel and the construction. If I was having a dream trading card to be made, the construction of this card would certainly be up there in terms of cards I'd like to see have made. Then we have Corey LaJoie with a throwback hit, and then we'll conclude with Chase Briscoe. Here we go now with our next pack. Christopher Bell, who'll be making his rookie season in 2020, driving the number 95 car. And then we have the Kurt Busch car card here. And then we have Denny Hamlin, retro. No, this is just your standard card. And then we have an insert card here, really emphasizing the 90s, I would think, or maybe the 80s, I guess. A retro racing for Joey Logano. Pretty neat looking card right here. I think this is more for the 80s they're representing here. But there you go. There's a new hit for us to look at. We have, again, Illusions, but this time it is the holographic variant. I do not believe this is numbered, but again, if you want the entire set, there you go. And then we have Michael Annett. And also a nice hit right there featuring a number 3 car, Austin Dillon. And then we have Tony Stewart. Almost halfway done with the box here. Actually, I believe we are past the halfway point of the box. And this pack here really does feel thick, and I do see something that would represent a thick card. And so I believe that's what it will be. It's going to be our second hit, so I'm going to set that aside. So as of right now, when I see a very thick pack, I actually end up pulling a relic hit from that. So again, not saying that's going to happen to you, but if you're trying to pack search, if you will, trying to get that good hit, at least you could pull yourself a good relic card. Because as we have seen so far, there does not appear to be any dummy stocks, if you will. Here we have another numbered hit that we're going to set aside. Again, here's that Brittany Zamora lady. Again, the Optic base finish. Again, great feeling card there. And then we're going to conclude with Austin Dillon, Kevin Harvick, and then we have our Race Kings for the now exiting Miller Lite, it seems like, Brad Keselowski. So off, just giving it a rough count, I mean, I'm looking at least 10 numbered cards plus our 2 relic hits that we've had, and that's pretty cool to include all these numbered hits there. Of course, a lot of them are numbered pretty high, but let's see if we can't score something a little bit better. Richard Petty, then we have William Byron, and then again with Richard Petty. And then what's this card here? This is going to be, what series is this? I'm not sure exactly. This is CL. What is that? I'm not sure exactly what parallel this is. I don't know if this is just a standard, but it does have the checklist of CL13, as you can see right there, so I'm not sure exactly. I'll try to take a look at the checklist and see if we can't at least put the name of the brand of this card on the monitor for you. If not, I'm sure you guys can figure it out on your own. Optic hit for William Byron. Chase Elliott throwback. Jimmy Johnson throwback. And here's a pretty cool card here. Look, this is a pretty good hit. I might actually try to go for a 1 of 1 of this card here. This is the retro throwback for Rusty Wallace, with, of course, his Brad Keselowski driving, but it's a throwback from 1996, and that excellent paint scheme. Glad they were able to bring that back, considering, as I said earlier, Miller appears to be quietly exiting the business, if you will, of NASCAR, unfortunately, with sponsoring only 1 race this year under the Blue Deuce. But with that said, we gotta let bygones be bygones, get this video over with here. Kevin Harvick, so we can start showing off a lot of those numbered hits. Here we have Greg Biffle. Then we have Michael McDowell. There we have another numbered hit. Set that aside. Holographic Optic for Clint Boyer. And then Matt Tifft. Ryan Blaney Race Kings, and Casey Kane. We got about 6 packs, including this one to go, or 7 packs rather, including this pack, and we're still trying to get our autographs. So let's see if we can't see what that is here real quick. David Reagan. We're looking at Carl Edwards. Then we have Austin Dillon. We have another numbered hit that we'll set aside, Retro Series, for Kyle Busch. We have Kevin Harvick, Optic back, and then we have Tyler Reddick throwback, and we have again Mr. Kurt Busch throwback. All right, next pack here is going to be for Tanner Gray. Then we have Kyle Busch. We have Brandon Jones. We have another numbered hit. And then we have New Age for Matt Tifft. We have Kyle Busch, Race Kings. Daniel Suarez. Ryan Newman, Race Kings again. And then let's go ahead now and open this next pack here. And we do have our autograph. So let's go ahead and set our autograph to the side. And this is what the autograph pack was. It's Jamie McMurray. We have Austin Dillon. We have Dale Earnhardt Jr. This time it's the top tier. We have Tyler Reddick, Optic hit, Ryan Preece. We have Morgan Shepherd. And then we have the Adam Petty throwback for Bubba Wallace. All right, now that we've gone through our packs and we have our 1 autograph and the 2 memorabilia hits, I've gone ahead and opened the last 5 packs, and we're just going to blaze through them because there really hasn't been anything that you guys haven't already seen already. So quickly, Optic card for Paul Menard. Then we have throwbacks from Brett Moffitt. Jeff Burton, we have that as well. Then we have Greg Biffle throwback. We have a Ryan Truex. We have Ryan Blaney. And then we have Daniel Hemrick. We have Rusty Wallace in a 1989 championship deal. And then we have his Sam Mayer, his Optic card here. A couple throwbacks for Jeb Burton and for Chris Buescher. And then after that, we are going to go back to Harrison Burton, followed by Tyler Reddick. And then we have the throwback from the Darlington race, the City Chevrolet for William Byron. We have New Age, this time for Ross Chastain. I believe Haley Deegan has a card like that as well in her lineup. We have Eric Almirola in a base Optic hit. We have Marcos Ambrose in his Kingsford uniform. We have a classic Rusty Wallace from the early 2000s. And then we have Race Kings Tony Stewart. We are going to have Clint Boyer in his vehicle card, his car card if you will. Daniel Hemrick again. We have Greg Gaulding, who was sponsored I believe for 1 race, or a couple races rather, in the Xfinity Series. And then we have Austin Dillon. Martin Truex, another Optic hit, again though not numbered. Harrison Burton. And then we have Ryan Truex with the same card we just saw a couple minutes ago. Max McLaughlin, pardon me. And then we have Joey Logano. We have Ryan Newman in that gray border background. We have another Aero package, this time for the 41 card of the now was about to be retired Daniel Suarez, but I believe he's going to be driving the 96 car for this year. Eric Almirola. Justin Haley, who was able to get that surprise victory at Daytona because of the rain. And then we have Tony Stewart. Dominators, this time for Mark Martin. We'll give him a front and the back. One of the special releases there. We did not get a downtown. I believe that special, really special subset that's going to be extremely rare to collect. But this time we got William Byron and his Optic holographic card. So unfortunately didn't get anything like that to showcase for you all, so I'm sure I'll include a picture of that at the beginning of this video. Bubba Wallace, Race Kings, and then we'll conclude with Terry Labonte and his throwback. So let me get everything set up, and we'll go through our numbered hits, our 2 mems, and we'll conclude with the autograph and close this video out. Okay, now I have now organized all of our numbered hits, and this does not include our memorabilia or the autographs. So here's all the various numbered hits that we are going to get. So we have at least about 13 or 14 cards, I would think, that we're going to be able to showcase as numbered hits. So for those of you who liked at least getting some sort of numbered hits, this is a pretty cool deal. But at the same time, the vast majority of them are very high in numbers. So let's go ahead and start counting them down, if you will. This one is going to be the Reds, and the Reds will all be out of 299. This one is 265 of 299 for the throwback Donruss of Terry Labonte. And then we are going to have Noah Gragson. Again, this is out of 299, and specifically this is 119 of 299. Again, with Marcos Ambrose in the Kingsford Match Light uniform, again 299, 172 of 299. And then we have 166 of 299 for Clint Boyer. And then we'll conclude again with Bobby Labonte. This one here is 124 of 299. So now let's go down to the Blues. The Blues will all be out of 199. This one is 191 of 199 for David Reagan, who I now believe is retired as well as a full-time driver. Joey Logano. This is 147 of 199 of the throwback of the Donruss. And then here we have Race Kings. This is a blue out of 199 specifically. This is 19 of 199, so almost got his car number there. And then 146 of 149 for Eric Almirola. Now we go to the greens. The greens will be out of 99. This one here is 72 of 99 for Joey Logano. And then we have a throwback card for Matt DiBenedetto. This is 13 of 99. And then we're going to feature these refractor insert cards, if you will. Again, I'm not sure exactly if this is a championship lineage or what this specific line is about. But even though this is a holographic, this is out of 199. This is 163 of 199. But again, I'm not sure exactly what that name is there. This is CL8 on the checklist. Retro Series, this one for Kevin Harvick. You can see the refractor finish. This again also is out of 199. This is 138 of 199 for Kevin Harvick in the Retro Series. And then we'll conclude again with 123 of 199 for Top Tier Kevin Harvick. We were able to get one numbered parallel that was numbered below 99, and that is this purple press proof caliber, although I don't believe it says press proof. This is out of 49. This is specifically 22 of 49. I know in years past they would have somewhere here that would say like press proof, but I don't see that with this card particularly. Let's flip it around on the back. Does it say anything about a press proof on the back? No, it does not. But this again is out of 49 and does have that purple, I'm presuming a purple background. And then finally, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and start going to the 3 big hits. This is the base Donruss Relic for Ryan Blaney, and it just features just a bland red piece of sheet metal. Flip it around, and that's pretty much what it's going to be. A throwback of the 1987 design for Ryan Blaney. This is a base, and then we will have a numbered memorabilia hit, and this features a gold right there. You can see the Donruss name in gold, and it is 25 of 25, so it's a pretty low number. But again, another bland piece of sheet metal, yellow for Tony Stewart. And then when we flip it around, just your standard throwback design. So there you go for Tony Stewart, piece of sheet metal for him, 25 of 25. And then finally our autograph. We'll conclude this video with Noah Gragson and an refractor Optic hit. So we got our autograph, and it did come in a refractor hit. It is a base, I would suggest, although I don't believe even the base cards, if you will, are going to be numbered. This one here is 6 of 99. I could be mistaken when it comes to the autographs. In fact, I'm pretty sure I know that I'm mistaken, but regardless, though, this is the holographic autograph, then I would suppose. But again, it is a sticker autograph. It's not going to be featuring an on-card deal. But again, it is what it is. I'm sure there's going to be specific hits that I may look at as more cards become available on eBay. If this is something that does interest you, I would recommend that you wait for the price to go down before you actually invest, because if I was to try to sell these cards right now, I would not get anywhere near $72 for the price point of the box. So again, wait for the price to go back down, or as I suggested last year with the 2019 edition, because of these Optic cards, these are excellent hits. The stock is excellent, and with specific cards, you know, like last year I got the Danica Patrick. I'll show that right now. I got the Danica Patrick Illusion #1, which was which was probably her best autograph out of that entire series. I was able to score that hit, and I could say that I really do enjoy having that card. There might be other individual hits that really, as we talked about earlier, that Brad Keselowski Miller Genuine Draft Throwback of 96. That's certainly a card that I think I may try to get lower numbered hits of. I don't know if there's going to be a Optic version of that card, but if there is, if it's on eBay, believe me, I'm going to be bidding on it. So again, I would give this a not as much as it was last year, but I will continue the suggestion that when it comes to this release, that it is a eBay watch release, meaning that you're not going to go and buy boxes or cases, but you're going to be watching that eBay, trying to see for specific hits, and when they pounce, or when they pop up, you could go and pounce on them, because I do think that there is some gold in this release, but it's only with the individual cards, not just as a set in general. With that said, that's the Cards to Diecast For channel. I want to thank you all for watching. Please like and subscribe. I got more videos coming down the pike as PSA decides to send my cards back. Once they do that, we'll start making some more videos. Thank you so much.